Good afternoon. It's Friday, and this is the Assisting Hands Friday Finish. I'm Eric Rohr. I'm the owner of Assisting Hands here in Richmond. We're having a few technical difficulties, so I'm actually going to record this and post it on Facebook versus it being a Facebook Live recording, but it'll end up being the same. So let me share my screen here. Again, welcome to the Friday Finish. I'm Eric Rohr. I'm the owner of Assisting Hands Richmond, where our goal is to help you remain happy and at home. Just as a reminder of who we are and what we do, our services are around personal care, companion care. We help with the activities of daily living. That's bathing, grooming, meal planning and preparation, respite services, toileting, etc. And we specialize in dementia care. And our clients can be of any age. We've had a client as young as 4 years old, and we've had a client that just turned 100 years old. So it really is whoever needs that extra support in their home. So just a couple highlights for the week. So last week I had Dave Tasto on, who's a Assisting Hands franchise owner up in Boston, and he is the author of a book, Thriving at Home. Dave actually sent me a book, autographed copy nonetheless, autographed first edition copy. So that'll be worth, well, he's selling it for $9.99, so I figured it'll be worth $20 in about 50 years. So I'm going to hold on to that. That'll be my retirement plan. So if anybody has any interest, contact me, or so here's some of the contact information, how you get the Thriving at Home book. The next thing is, it was great. Yesterday, I was out at Cross Ridge, which is a beautiful active adult neighborhood in Glen Allen, Virginia. The weather was perfect, and so they had a vendor resource fair, and I'd say, I don't know how many official people were there, but it probably was 100 residents came through over the 3-hour period that we were there, and there was over 30 vendors. So it was a really good day. Everything was with masks and socially distanced, but it was just great to be outside and see people outside. And we were kind of conducting, events like we used to pre-COVID. And we were doing it with some of the, guidelines that should be in place to keep us all safe. Next thing I want to talk about, next Thursday, October 8th at 10 a.m., it's the third in our virtual dementia workshops that we're doing along with Brookdale Midlothian. In order to attend the live event, you need to register via Zoom. If you have any questions, you can email me or go to my Facebook page, my LinkedIn page, and there's plenty of information on how to get registered via Zoom. If you aren't able to make the live event, I would encourage you still to register, because then you get on a list, and I will email out the link to the recording of the workshop, so you can watch it off my YouTube channel. And then the other thing I've been pushing, and this October 31st is the day, is the Walk to End Alzheimer's here locally in Richmond. It's kind of being virtually done on the 31st of October. Other areas in other parts of the country have already had their walk. But join the team or join a team. You're welcome to join the Assisting Hands Richmond team or donate. We're very close to reaching our team goal. I'm going to be pushing on that the rest of this month, trying to get those last few donations to get us over the top. All right, that brings us to the shout out of the week. And I'm really excited for this week's guest. And this week's guest is Jan Carrington, who's with Seniors Guide, who I'm actually a patron of Seniors Guide. So Jan, go ahead and take yourself off mute and say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Eric, thank you so much for having me today. This is a great way to finish Friday.
Yes, it absolutely is. So this is a historical moment. So Jan from Seniors Guide is actually the first repeat shout out. Now, the first time I did a shout out, the first time I did a shout out for him, I didn't know how to share screens. I wasn't using Zoom, so I couldn't bring other people on. So I just kind of gave them a verbal shout out. And the one thing I was really impressed with them, this was in the early days of COVID-19, is they had just relaunched and revamped their website. It was great. And they were having some very creative scavenger hunts to get people to learn and pay attention to the website. And I thought that was great. And I did all the scavenger hunts and actually won. So
Yeah, you won some money.
yeah, I did. So anyway, that was great. So welcome. Thanks, Jan, for showing up. Thanks for your partnership and creativity. So I just threw up, so we got a new Seniors Guide out. So why don't we talk about the latest issue of the Seniors Guide?
Thank you, Eric. Yes, this is the September through December issue of the Central Virginia Seniors Guide, which, to remind everyone, covers Richmond, Charlottesville, Fredericksburg, and Williamsburg. We are thrilled to have our latest assisted living and memory care community, Anthology of Midlothian, on our front cover. And the great thing about Anthology is, from my perspective, is I get to go by it at least once a day because it's right down the road off of Robius Road. So I get to see the construction happening. We're excited to have Russell Williams as the executive director and Colin Stewart as the sales and marketing director, and then the lovely Ginger White helping out over there. So we're excited to see the grand opening, which won't be until February, but they've been doing a lot of events and advertising and marketing like this to get the word out there so they can, you know, build up that wait list and open their doors.
Yeah, so actually, it's going to be a gorgeous community. It's both assisted living and memory care. So Kathy and I actually were over there a couple weeks ago in late September doing a dementia workshop. So we actually did a live one, again, masks, etc. And they had a really good turnout. They had to limit the number of people could come because they were in their beautiful construction trailer, which I would move in.
That is a nice construction trailer. Construction trailer is really nice.
Yes, it is. And I'll tell you one thing I'm really impressed with is all the technology that's going to be built into this community that's going to, I think, overcome a lot of the kind of holdbacks that some of the assisted living communities have right now in trying to deal with COVID and restricting visitation, et cetera. So very exciting. I'm probably going to have them on at some point, Friday Finish. So anyway, great group and well done for them to be on the cover. All right. Next, I want to talk a little bit about, this is another thing I love about Seniors Guide. So we're in Seniors Guide, but talk a little bit about what this is, Jan.
Okay, so Eric, what you have on the screen is called an At a Glance, which is a health industry resource guide that Seniors Guide distributes to the case managers, discharge planners, and the social workers in the hospitals. So I print a couple of thousand of these, and we have our distribution manager go into the hospitals and make sure they're in their hands. And I've also partnered with Partners in Healthcare and had the lunches to make sure, one, they're using it, they're getting it, and two, that they're using it. And we've asked them, what other information do you want on here? And we actually tweaked it this issue. So this is the issue that just came out in September, and it'll run for 8 months, and then we'll update it. So it's a trifold piece, and it has all of the assisted living communities, all of our home care and products and services as well. So the page that we're looking at now is their home care and hospice providers. So this is for our advertisers only, to be in front of those great decision makers. And as you can see, highlighted in red is assisting hands. And it lists at a glance the restrictions that may apply and the services that you offer, and a notation that you are a member of Partners in Healthcare. And on this particular At a Glance, we are thrilled that you have been the sponsor of this. Whoop whoop to you. So we have a nice banner ad down at the bottom so that the decision makers can quickly give you a referral.
Yes, absolutely.
And this is basically a referral piece. It's just so that they don't have to go through the magazine. They can quickly find the information they need and call you up and make that referral. Now, they're never going to say, oh, by the way, I'm over here at St. Mary's and I'm holding the At a Glance in my hand and I want to give you this referral. They're just going to call you and give you the referral. And of course, that's what you want.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you, and this goes back, I've been working with Seniors Guide over a year. Very early on, touched base and connected with Jan and have been a partner with them, is this is really to where I saw for home care the value for me.
Right.
And this is why I wanted to get in. And Jan was so gracious to offer me the opportunity to put my banner ad on this page for all the case managers and social workers. And it's even more critical right now because I have not been able to get in. I mean, I'm a member of Partners in Healthcare, but I have not been able to get in to actually do a lunch and learn since March, or really February.
Right.
And so this is a great way for me to be in front of the social workers. And again, like you said, they don't want to keep a copy, the most recent copy, senior guide or whatever. They have this. It's a trifold. I should have brought the version, the one, but this is great. I love it. And for me, in my business, this to me is really, really part of the value add that Seniors Guides brings to Assisting Hand. All right, so Jan, I'm going to ask you some questions now and just love to get your thing. So just tell me what's going on in our industry right now from your perspective.
Well, you know, COVID has obviously changed our industry. I mean, it's, I don't want to say it's at a halt, but it has slowed some things down. And Catherine Ross, who's the president of Ross Publishing, has been on the forefront attending virtual seminars to find out, you know, what's going on nationwide and how can we better serve the community. And the NIC, which is the agency that consults in the senior living space, they do a lot of preparation for acquisitions and mergers. So they have a lot of research. And according to the NIC, as of September 23rd, plans have changed for 46% of the folks that have had active leads in senior communities.
About half.
Yeah, about half of those plans have changed. Now, some of it, Eric, could be that, hey, I'm working from home, so, you know, mom can stay here with me. I can watch mom while I'm working from home. Others may have lost their jobs. Others may just be concerned about the industry as a whole, because as you know, and it's unfortunate, you know, the media was covering COVID, and I kid you not, for the first 6 weeks, I saw the same community on television in a very negative light. And our seniors, while the younger people may get their media different ways, our seniors are watching the 6 o'clock news. And they would see the 6 o'clock news and then turn around and see the nightly news that would have this all across the country. So I think it's put a lot of fear in people's minds when they see a particular situation occurring. So it's going to be real important for folks to get the message out there about what they've done. And I'll talk about that later. We have found through Seniors Guide and our website traffic is that people are still doing research. They might not be making a decision to move today, but the need is still there. So that probably helps your business, Eric, if someone decides, hey, I need senior living, but I'm not ready to make that move. How much home care, how much personal care can I afford to have right now until we can make that transition? So we're seeing a lot of web traffic doing the research.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, I mean, I have a lot of really good partnerships with assisted living communities. And the way I look at it is if people need to be in assisted living, we're fine with going there. And we actually provide care for people at assisted living and independent living communities. But what this is giving, what our services do, gives basically an arrow in the quiver for these marketing directors at assisted living saying, hey, look, we understand why you may be a little bit cautious right now, but you do need some extra support at home. Why doesn't Eric and Assisting Hands come in, provide that support, and then we're the bridge to when people are more comfortable with making that move. And so they don't jump right all the way over independent or over assisted into a hospital admission or a skilled nursing facility. So that we're kind of maintaining their certain level of health and, you know, kind of independence until they can feel more comfortable. So
I'm going to jump back to the at a glance for just a second, because there's something that you said there about people not sure about which move to make. I got a call this week from a case manager in Williamsburg who said, I need a place for someone in the Richmond market, but I'm not familiar with the Richmond market. And, she had a legitimate concern about moving or recommending a move to a community at this time. So we talked about the at a glance, and actually she asked me for the digital version of that, and I sent it to her. And because all the information was there, she said, this is going to help her now, but it's going to help her in the future.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone right now is kind of like, what do I do? Again, we're seeing a lot of research on our website. We've had great traffic to our website, and about 90% of our traffic, let me get this right here, hang on a second. Our organic traffic is up 90%, and that makes up 30% of our traffic. So what we're trying to do is be engaging so that they will come to Seniors Guide for the articles, for the blogs, the information, and the research. And then online, and a lot of this, we had planned last year, not knowing COVID was going to hit, but it's been really helpful. We have a care assessment that consumers can take, and it'll guide them down a path that may lead them straight to home care. It may lead them to senior living. It may lead them to a product or service, depending on how they answer that. And 50% of the people who take the care assessment, they expect to move into senior living in the near future.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's good. A couple of other things. We've been watching the new website, and we launched this in March. So we're looking for trends. And the week after Mother's Day and the week after Father's Day, we had a huge spike in our web traffic. And I think a lot of times you spend time with your loved one, you go home, and you realize, things not so good here, or not going as well as expected. And we also see this, and it's getting ready to come up, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And then a lot of people will start, they're starting their research now, but may take action after the first of the year. And we hear this a lot, it's busy, we're in the season, we'll deal with it after the first of the year. So I just want our advertisers out there to know that while traffic may be down, whether it's calls or traffic coming into your site, people are still doing the research. You want to be a viable option for them when they're ready to make that move.
Yeah. And so what are people looking for? What do they want to know about the businesses and communities that are in the Seniors Guide?
Well, I think very similar to the rest of us, when we, walk into a business, we're looking around at, how clean is it? What kind of safety precautions are people taking? And I think it's important to be authentic, even in your advertising. If you, have your ad and someone has a mask on, I think that's okay, because we want to see that our loved ones are being taken care of. So they do want to see the safety and cleaning measures that you have in place. They want to know if you have an on-site health care. They'd also want to know if you have telehealth. So dispatch health. Yes, that's very important for people when they're making a decision. And then maybe how often are people being tested in the buildings? Because we're all, we're worried about that.
Yeah, that's great. All right. So, one thing I really have been impressed with you all is, I'm a numbers guy. I'm, so I love the stats that you just quoted, that, they make quantitative sense, but then there's some good understanding of why the numbers are doing what they're doing. But talk to me a little bit about how, someone can maximize brand awareness and connect more with consumers and industry professionals, in both the digital, online, and print services that you all offer.
Well, yeah, a lot of people are trying to figure out, what kind of advertising do I do? How do I get my message out there? And, there's a couple of types of advertising: your brand awareness and maybe your call to action. And if people don't know who you are, you need to create your own brand. And your call to actions are really trying to target people when they're ready to make a decision right now. So I'll reflect back to Seniors Guide versus, say, another publication. No one picks up Seniors Guide for fun. You're picking it up because you have a need. We reach seniors, adult children of seniors, and industry professionals. So it's not like a coffee table read where someone's, oh, let me see what's going on in Seniors Guide today. You're picking it up because there's a need there. So when you're advertising with Seniors Guide, it's a targeted audience that you are reaching. And that's good for your product, and service. So that's with the magazine. The same thing with the online. We want to make sure that we're maximizing the exposure online. And we have some opportunities for people to be homepage highlights. And what that means is on the homepage of Seniors Guide, you can be seen first. We also offer an opportunity to be a featured listing, whether it's a featured listing under assisted living or memory care or skilled care or home care, so that you show up in those top searches, because we know it's a competitive space already. And then we have the digital opportunities. And for a lot of communities now, they may not be welcoming people in to their community. So on seniorsguide.com, we want to make sure we have a virtual tour set up for them in place. But the other thing is there a way to use digital marketing so that you can capture your audience, whether it's targeted digital display advertising? You know how people get ads on their phones all the time? We can do that for you. If you want to geofence a location like a hospital or a rehab facility. So we can help the targeted digital display advertising, but we can also help with your search engine marketing. A lot of companies are spending a lot of money on their website, but they're not spending money to drive traffic to the website.
Yep.
So we can kind of customize a package for folks depending on what their needs are.
So it sounds like, Jan, that's why you're a multimedia executive and not a print ad
That's
executive.
Right. We took the publisher title out and added the multimedia executive in, because we really want to partner with our advertisers. And even on Facebook, I know we all have Facebook for our personal, experience, but there's a lot of business opportunity out there as well. And we have really increased our engagement on our Seniors Guide Facebook page as well to interact. I know my mom is on Facebook. So, my mom is 84 years old. She is everyone's audience,
Yeah, absolutely. Great. All right. So I'm putting up your contact information. So if anybody's interested in Seniors Guide, you can talk to me about my personal experience, which I'll give them very positive, but please reach out to Jan. They'll actually do a marketing assessment. They walk me through a marketing assessment. They're going to talk about all the different multimedia kind of ways they can help your business. And I think it's a really good partnership. And I encourage people to reach out to Jan. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Before we leave, so where are you going on your next camping excursion?
Oh, that's why I couldn't be part of this last week. I was camping.
That's right. Yeah.
All right. So next Friday, we are leaving to go up to the Shenandoah Valley for the weekend. We'll spend 3 nights there. And then we're going to drive over to Dandridge, Tennessee, which is outside of Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg. And we're going to stay there for 4 nights.
Oh, wow.
Then we're going to swing down and we're going to go to Devil's Backbone and finish out the following weekend before we come home.
Wow. And it's going to be a beautiful time of year for that stuff.
It is.
And this is a little glamping, right?
It's a little bit of a glamping. Yeah. We're not roughing it so much.
Yeah. No, I've seen your camper. I've seen your Facebook post. It's great. So anyway, well, thank you so much, Jan. I'm sure I'll see you around.
Eric.
Have a great trip. All right.
Have a good weekend. Thanks for having me. Bye.
Yeah, bye. All right. And so the last couple things is I'm really trying to promote my YouTube channel. We're putting all of our videos out there. So please go subscribe, hit the notification bell. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers so I can have my own custom YouTube link, because right now it's YouTube / and then FQR97 ? All those weird things. But if I get 100 subscribers, I can have a YouTube channel that says /Assisting Hands Richmond. So that just makes it easier for people to find us. But anyway, so please subscribe to the channel. And as we post things, you can be notified if you click the bell. All right, before we end here, one last thing is I just want to say happy 14th birthday to my youngest daughter, Catherine. She's right there in the picture. She's turning 14 on Sunday, and she's grown up so much. So happy birthday, Catherine. She probably won't see this. She doesn't have Facebook. So anyway, I'll have to tell her again. This is not my only way of saying happy birthday. But anyway, and that's about it. And everybody have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Thanks.